If you remember that story, and Diane saw it and said, get the pig, save the pig.
Wilbur will live out his days at a 7-acre animal sanctuary in Malibu. The money from the auction will benefit the West LA Animal Shelter. So would you let a robot stick that needle in your arm for a blood test? The FDA has signed off on a first-of-its-kind device that apparently is really good at it.
It's called a let-up, and it can draw a patient's blood practically all by itself. The device will guide the patient to position their arm, and once a button is pressed, it can start to draw blood. The company says the machines have a nearly 95% first stick rate, and most patients said the pain was less or similar to a person drawing blood. Now, there's still a human in the room. One medical provider can oversee up to 3 of these devices at the same time, but health officials are hopeful it may help address the current shortage of phlebotomists, those medical professionals trained to draw blood. Yuri Benajad, ABC News, New York.
How does it know where to place the needle? Well, Aletta uses AI-powered ultrasound imaging to locate an appropriate vein and avoid an artery. Its maker, the medical robotics company Kachestro, says if it cannot identify a suitable vein, it won't make the attempt. If you have been swapping out a drink for that mocktail as of late, you are not alone. The new Gallup survey finds alcohol drinking in this country remains at a record low, 54% for the second consecutive year. The reasons are mostly health-related, with 51% of adults saying drinking 1 or 2 alcoholic beverages a day is bad for you. That is compared to 25 years ago, when just 27% thought that way. Prior to 2000, more than 20% of Americans said they routinely overdrank. That number has now fallen to 13%. Now this message: Riverside Memorial Chapel, for generations a symbol of Jewish tradition and uncompromising quality.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. 800-738-9900.
From the theater at Jones Beach to the Sands Point Preserve on the Gold Coast, we are Long Island's all music station.
All the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 67 degrees. It is 9:20 on this Friday, August 21st. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, on the heels of what the National Weather Service now confirms was a tornado.
We're very, very fortunate that nobody was injured, that there were no casualties.
They also saw a tornado in the eastern Rockaways. The so-called Freedom Fuel Network, touted by President Trump, is looking at nearly $430,000 in fines in New Jersey. We'll tell you why. A woman accused of plotting an attack on the New York State Capitol. Destroyed as much as possible and killed the senator. Authorities authorities say she was radicalized online. We're hearing from Hayden Panettiere's boyfriend now for the first time since her death. And Pizza Hut without the pizza? We'll explain. In sports, Yanks won, Mets were off. Bayonne to face Westchester, Pennsylvania tonight at the Little League World Series. AccuWeather partly sunny today, 78 degrees. Wins News Time 9:21. Let's head back to Karen Stewart and get you where you need to go.
Just a warning, if you're heading towards the outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel in Union City on the northbound West Side Highway, at 45th Street, they just closed the right and centers for construction on a Friday in the summer. 10th Avenue is going to be your alternate because the northbound West Side Highway is going to get real ugly real soon. The northbound West Side Highway also has delays between the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, getting out of the tunnel, and getting up into Rector Street. There's an ongoing construction project there. Queens, westbound Long Island Expressway near Grand Avenue. We've got delays. There's a crash in the center, after all. And the westbound BQE West leg off the Grand Central has got a breakdown. That's in the left-hand lane. And a fender bender in Brooklyn on the westbound BQE at 6th Avenue. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The outbound George is 25 to 30 from the Cross Bronx. Take the Henry Hudson to the outbound George. The inbound George is 10. The Lincoln is 10. And the inbound Holland is 30 from the Skyway and half that from the Newark Bay Extension. And the New Jersey-bound Outer Bridge still closed to clear a collision. Again, all lanes are blocked there. Into Staten Island, we are fine. You can count on slowdowns due to rubbernecking. However, traffic and transit this time around is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. Welcome to a car that learns your routine. Welcome to a car that parks itself. Welcome to Mercedes-Benz. Go to your local dealer for incredible offers on the GLC and GLE SUVs at the Welcome Home Celebration going on now. Karen Stewart, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
On the heels of yesterday's very stormy weather, let's see what's happening today from AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
After some pretty widespread heavy rain yesterday and into last night where much of the tri-state picked up 2 to 3 inches of rain, and there have been some places, especially across parts of Long Island, that have picked up over 3 inches of rain. We're going to see a much quieter day today. We're going to get a break in the rain as any of the lingering rain across eastern Long Island moves away. We'll see a return to some sunshine, so we'll get a nice chance to dry out today. Some rain does move back in tomorrow. Now, it may take until later in the day or into the nighttime hours for that rain to really start to move in. There still could be some flooding with some of that rain into tomorrow night, but in general, it does not look as widespread as what we just had. I'm Brian Thompson, your 4-day forecast in less than 10 minutes on 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM.
What the National Weather Service now confirms was indeed a tornado plowed through cabanas at Atlantic Beach. This was at the Sun and Surf Beach Club, where some 30 cabanas were either badly damaged or destroyed. There were like 100 people inside. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman.
Right now, this beach club will be closed today, and we will take it on a day-by-day basis whether this beach club will be able to open. They will be cleaning up today, and then we will be doing a structural inspection of all of the cabanas to make a determination as to whether or not we can reopen any of these cabanas this summer.
There was also another tornado confirmed in the eastern Rockaways, but no reports of damage there. Businesses in Greenpoint calling on the MTA to rethink the planned service changes on the G line during the upcoming holiday season.
Perry Silka owns the Wondermark Handcraft Shop in Greenpoint. She surveyed 50 local businesses after 4 rounds of G-Train shutdowns. Average sales fell 20%, and a third of us lost more than 26% in a single weekend. They're asking the MTA to reschedule 3 weekend shutdowns in December. Janine Sopp of the Pottery Shop Clay Space says this will impact the annual holiday market.
Those numbers will drop. People will not come out in December if the train is shut down. They simply won't make it out here.
They'd like the MTA to move the maintenance plan to January. Julia Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
When asked about this, NYC Transit Executive Vice President of Seaways, Bill Amorosa Jr., said earlier this year they did work closely with elected officials in the community to reschedule work from the summer to less busy times in the winter.
We're also looking at the work schedule now to see what we can do. I can't make any promises, but we always try to be as efficient with the work as we can.
He notes that the area does have a robust bus network, but they're happy, he says, to take another look at this. President Trump's so-called Freedom Fuel network in trouble with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. 6 of the 8 gas stations facing a total of $429,000 in fines for things like record-keeping issues, equipment compliance, and failure to renew tank permits. These stations sell unbranded gas, but according to GasBuddy.com, they still don't have the cheapest prices. The state DEP tells NJ.com they have requested a hearing on the matter, but that no date has been set. So far, no comment from the Freedom Fuel Network. Let's get Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Courtney Donahoe.
Susan, Ross Stores is proving that people still have a bargain even when money is tight. The discount retailer raising its profit forecast for the second time this year. Same-store sales jumped 10%, marking the second straight quarter of double-digit growth. Turning to trading, stocks are trying to mount a recovery to finish the week after Dave saw swings for the markets. S&P futures are rising 27 points, Dow futures gaining 285, the Nasdaq up 150. Yesterday, stocks dropped on Walmart's earnings, which pointed to pressure on consumers. The Dow tumbled 704 points. I'm Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? Now is the time to shop Sleep Number. Trusted by millions for nearly 40 years, Sleep Number offers superior